Have you ever noticed when you're sitting in a place, either waiting for something to happen, like Department of Motor Vehicles, in a line at the grocery market, how it just seems interminable, right? Boredom, minute seems like an hour. Now just why is that? I asked myself that question in 1971, 72. No, actually it was a little later than that. It was 1975, 76, right after I got tenure. Yeah, it was right after I got tenure that I asked myself that question about time, because it seemed to me that time was really important in terms of systems and how to build systems and how to make systems easy to use. So I came across this little book called On the Experience of Time. Just what I needed. I was looking in the library for something else and came across this little book, and bingo, it just popped right out at me. Anyway, by Robert E. Ornstein, who had gone on to write lots of stuff about the psychology of consciousness. In fact, he has a book by that title, I think published in the mid to late 80s, which was kind of the peak of his career, or at least at that time it was. He was a behavioral psychologist out here in California. I finally got here. Anyway, he said, we experience things, times especially, according to the amount of information we process in the interval. So the more information you process, the shorter the interval feels, and the less, the longer, right? Any number divided by 0 goes to the, is infinity. So it seemed very compelling, at least as a hypothesis. So he did 2 other parallel bounding studies to see if they were alternative hypotheses, and I won't go into them at the moment because I have to really think to reconstruct them. But suffice to say, he convinced me that this was really the case, so I've actually focused on machine processing of information, and I thought about it in those terms, and it seemed a little confusing to me per se, but I was able to make sense about it, and make sense in a way if you think about it. If you sit there and wait for the machine to finish processing, what happens? Well, you have to you wait, and you get impatient just as much as when you're bored. Anyway, so that's the way it made sense to me. And now that we have all this online technology, real-time technology, ubiquitous technology, transparent technology, it seems to me that we can talk about the experience of time and how it relates to the way people experience interactions around things like cross-selling opportunities, or claims adjusting, or filling out a loan application. I mean, these are just a few of the commercial applications, but I have to think right now. I've been focused on that, so I have to think more about how it would be in non-business situations. I could do that, but that's not my objective here at the moment. So let's go back to the subject. And the subject is how we experience business settings, especially at point of sale. So that's where I'm going with this whole thing, is what is the point of sale experience. And what we do know is that people who feel good about things are more likely to hear your message. I'm not saying that you're trying to oversell something, but you have a message to give. And people, when they feel good, are far more open to hear your message than when they don't feel good. And when I'm sitting in a bank opening 4 accounts because I just changed neighborhoods and want a convenient walk to bank, and it takes 2.5 hours for me to give them, multiple thousands of dollars, in fact multiple tens of thousands of dollars, it just sort of struck me as strange that I should have that kind of, oh, get me out of here experience and desire, I should say. So anyway, that's enough for today.